What's up, y'all? What's up? Who's in the chat? Who's in the chat? Say something so I can greet you. Peace and salute, y'all. Peace and salute, y'all. Peace and salute. Salute to y'all, man. Oh, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Big Dice? Salute, my guy. Salute, man. Salute. Don't your team play tonight, sir? Don't your team play tonight? I know y'all happy in New York. Don't get too happy now. Y'all know what happened last year when y'all beat the Celtics. So don't get too happy that y'all beat Philadelphia, and y'all might sweep Philadelphia, y'all might not. I don't know. But let's talk about it. Y'all see the title. Let me see. What this say? O'clock brought a new bomb. What? Brought a new boom, huh? Okay. Well, either which way, right? Listen, brother, I gave you plenty of invitations. I'm gonna give you another invitation. Go to Maybach Sports. If you ain't subscribed, subscribe so you could get your notification when I go live. We'll bring y'all up there and y'all could talk. Y'all New York talk. 76ers fans could talk. All NBA fans could talk about y'all teams on my platform, right? It's open to everybody and anybody. You know what I'm saying? You know how I get down. I accept all the trash talking. I'm not one of them dudes that don't want you to talk about your team. I ain't like that. You know, be happy and talk about your team. Got to put on the seatbelt because, Massachusetts, they don't play. Just like New York, they don't play if you don't have your seatbelt on. But either which way, right? Y'all see the title. How do y'all feel, or how do you feel about this NOROVIRUS, now the Hanta, whatever they call it, however you pronounce it, HANTAVIRUS, HANTAVIRUS? What do you feel about that? And this new NOROVIRUS that they coming out with? They pushing out all the viruses out here now, right? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about Trump releasing the UFO files now? How do y'all feel about that? Let's talk about it. Do y'all feel that these viruses are real, or are they just a hoax? Is it fear mongering? What do y'all feel? I'm driving, so I can't really read your comments right now, but you can always put your comment in the chat, and then I will definitely read it when I can. But what do y'all feel? Do y'all care about this UFO files? Do y'all believe in UFOs? Do you believe in aliens? Let's talk about it. I want to know what y'all think. I want to know how y'all think. What's y'all perspective? What's y'all POVs, y'all point of views? Remember, I told you, brother, keep doing what you're doing. If 20 people tap in on your live and you're doing your point of views, keep doing that, brother. It's a marathon. We all ain't going to blow up fast. Everybody's not going to blow up fast. You know what I mean? Keep doing what you're doing. I know you got a real job. YouTube ain't just your source of income if you are monetized. So I definitely know that. Salute, Frank. Sakafet, you already know it's our month, my guy. It's Haitian Heritage Month. So I seen that New York was celebrating. We do ours on the 16th. May 14th or the 16th is when Boston, we do a big parade. I'm going to be out there. I'm going to go live. I'm going to record. I'm going to show y'all how we get down in Boston. Some people don't know that Boston be having festivals. I've showed my videos last year when I was out there in the streets for our Caribbean festival, because we have ours first, and then New York has their Caribbean festival after we have ours. For those who don't know, Boston is the third largest Haitian population. Miami being first, New York being second, Boston is third with the most Haitians. All right? Just in case y'all don't know, that's a quick history for y'all who ain't Bostonians and who don't live in Boston. You know what I'm saying? So that's for y'all outsiders who don't know. Boston, Massachusetts is the third largest Haitian population. So it's Haitian Heritage Month, right? The first Black Republic, right? And we could talk about the I Show Speed not going to Haiti. Now, I don't know why he didn't go to Haiti, but he's probably watching mainstream news and all this other stuff. Listen, If y'all don't know, go look at the Millie's interview. Millie's did an interview with Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder where he came out to Haiti. Because I don't know if y'all know, but Millie's got some Zos with him. Some real good, solid Zos with him, that took him out to Haiti. There's parts of Haiti that don't have the kidnapping. They don't have the gang violence. Stop listening to mainstream news making y'all believe that a whole island is under turmoil. It's not like that. If you go to OCAP, I know my Z, Frank, he knows about OCAP. There's different parts of the island where there's nothing happening. And when I mean nothing happening, I mean there is no kidnapping. There ain't no gang violence. So stop listening to mainstream news that's pushing out an agenda. Like I just told this guy, because he watches mainstream news, he's like, well, the news make it seem like the whole island is under turmoil. And I'm like, nah, brother, stop watching CNN. Stop watching MSNBC. If people don't know this by now, because I done stated this multiple times, before Obama left the White House, he passed a bill where mainstream news push the fear mongering. They can push the propaganda and the agendas with no repercussions. They basically can lie to you, okay, and face no consequences. This is a fact. Don't believe me, but go do your research for yourselves. I know for the most part, there's some intelligent people that are subscribed to me, and there's like-minded people that can think outside the box, that can free think and critical think. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to certain countries that America might push out this lies and all this other stuff. Hey, don't go to Spain. Don't go to France. Don't go over here. It be all lies. Do your research. Do your research and you will find out that a lot of this shit that America be, broadcasting is a lot of lies. Do your own discernment. Do your own research. Because look at like how now they pushing out the Royal Caribbean cruise has a norovirus outbreak now. What do you think they doing that for? They don't want you to go on no cruise. Look at New York. New York wrote a bill to shut off the lights at 11 p.m. at nighttime till 5 in the morning. What do you think is going to happen if that bill really passed in New York? What do you think is really going to happen? It's going to be more crimes. You know what I'm saying? They don't want people to live. They don't want y'all to have a nightlife. Does that make sense? That a state like New York is saying that they're going to shut off the lights at 11 p.m. till 5 a.m. because the electricity. Like, what are we talking about? People got to think smart, man. But again, a lot of people believe what is being broadcast to them. They believe, they buy what people are selling to them. Like I like to say, right? If you see that somebody's trying to sell you some fake Jordans, why would you still buy it and pay for it? Unless you really want to wear fake Jordans on your feet. Or some fake Gucci's or fake Louis or fake Dior's or fake Mary's or fake whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to be, critical thinkers, man, and be smart. But again, how do y'all feel? Let me see. He also signed an internet bill. They changed Google forever, yet people are still believe all they, what is that word? All they read on Google. Yeah, that's a fact. And Google's not really a source. Google changes information all day long. They hire people like us to change information on Google. So the first thing that you Google that pops up, you can't take that as that's what it is. You got to keep strolling down and look at more things. People should know this by now, but hey, we have people that believe in Santa Claus. We have people think that, there's a sky daddy that's going to descend from the skies and that's going to be our savior to save us. I learned at 12 years old, God is within. We all have like what, 10% of God in us. You know what I mean? But people are going to believe what they want to believe. You feel me? So it is what it is, man. People don't believe what they want to believe. But yeah, I feel like, Trump released this to maybe distract us from the Epstein files and other things that could possibly be going on. I feel like that's what it is. It's a form of distraction to get you to pay attention over here and not look over there. When they tell you to look up, you're supposed to look down. When they tell you to look left, you're supposed to look right. That's what I feel. But again, We got to be free thinkers and critical thinkers out here. You know, you can't just believe what you see, what you read. You know, you got to do your homework. You got to do your research. You know, you got to look into things. You definitely got to do that. You know, you definitely got to do that. So, you know, but again, you know, what do y'all feel? Y'all feel like it's some fear mongering? Because what I feel like, you know, I think we due for another lockdown, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like we due for a lockdown. That's what I feel. You know, I feel like we are due for a lockdown. That's just what my opinion is, you know? Um, facts, always opposite. They were simple. Yeah, that's a fact. They want you to look somewhere, you look the opposite way, you know? But I feel like, yo, we do for, I don't want to say we do for a lockdown, but I feel like, you know, in order for these agendas, their, you know, their prophecies, for them to fulfill their prophecies, they have to do certain things. And they always start off with the fear mongering, you know, for you to give up your rights and say, oh yeah, I need to have this in my body. Oh, I need to do this, you know? Um, I remember, I think it was like 6 years ago, right? If I'm not mistaken. I know it's been a few years that the country of India, everyone that lives in India has to have a smart TV. Why do you think that they would pass a law like that and say everyone in India needs to have a smart TV? Think about it. Think about it. You know, because in a lot of third world countries, there's people that's not able to purchase a TV, but they listening to the radio. You get what I'm saying? They'll listen to the radio, you know, and stuff like that. It's like a lot of us ain't reading the newspapers no more. I still read the newspapers. You know what I mean? Some people ain't reading the newspapers. And I'm not saying the newspapers will report everything that is, you know, supposed to be the truth. But for the most part, that's how we used to gain our information. In my time when I was coming up, I didn't watch the news. I used to read the newspaper. You know, I used to read the newspaper to get my information. Or if I needed to research something, right, we would go to the library. Now, our libraries for a lot of us is Google, you know, or Wikipedia. Wikipedia is another nasty site. You know, if people do their research on Wikipedia, they'll realize the man who created Wikipedia funded, you know, KKK, you know, for YouTube purposes, allegedly. You know, he funded the KKK. So again, I don't understand how people will look towards the enemy for help. If I know Frank is my enemy, why would I go to Frank for help? Make that make sense. And I'm just use it as an example, Frank. I'm not saying you're a bad guy or nothing. You already know, my Z. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, why would you look towards the enemy for help when you know the enemy's trying to destroy you? You know the enemy's trying to take you out. The enemy don't want you to know what it is. They don't want you to have knowledge. Why? Because knowledge is power. You know what I mean? Knowledge is power. They don't want you to know the truth. We're the only people that's been remixed, you know, so much. Yeah, you know, since I was born, I've been a proud Haitian. I wasn't born in Haiti. I'm Massachusetts, but I pound pavements with the 1804. That's why it's added to my name. The first Black Republic. We gotta respect Haiti, and we got Dominicans out here. You know, they you got I show speed go to DR, and this Haitian kid is like, yo, why didn't you go to Haiti? It's a fact. Why didn't you go to Haiti? You went to Jamaica. You go to fucking Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic don't even care about blacks now. Is that all Dominicans? No. But for the most part, they will tell you, me no black, me Dominican. It's like, my nigga, you are Caribbean. You are Caribbean. Why would you want to claim your oppressors? That's what I don't get with some of these islands, bro. And all of these islands have been, you know, invaded by outsiders, you know, European outsiders. So why would I want to rep the oppressors? Why would I be Dominican and say me no me no black, me Dominican? What does that mean? And yo, no disrespect, man. It is what it is. Because again, me, it's facts over feelings for me. It's about the truth, not lies. If it wasn't for Haiti, there would be no Dominican Republic. If it wasn't for Haiti, there'd be no Venezuela. There'd be no Colombia. This is why Colombia added the blue and the red to their flag. Who's the other country? I think Venezuela added blue and red to their flag. They even got a statue of the freedom fighters in downtown Venezuela. So salute to those countries that added the blue and red to their flag. But what are we talking about? You know, I'm not one of these people that pound and just go off of opinions or what I've been told. This is facts. Haiti liberated Bolivia. Haiti liberated Peru. Haiti, even Buju Banton goes on Drink Champs and said, "Yo, big up to all my Haitians." Because we need to support Haitians. We need to support Haiti. Because if it wasn't no Haiti, there wouldn't be no Jamaica. Now, salute. That's a Jamaican born man who knows his true history. Not what he was told, but he knows what the truth is. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to stand on. We got to stand on facts. And to me, again, it's facts over feelings, man. There would be no other countries if it wasn't for Haiti. And when Haiti took their independence, they opened their borders up. They opened their countries up to outsiders and say, yo, you can be a Haitian resident. We will give you this. We will give you that. You know what I'm saying? We will help you out. You know? So come on now. What are we talking about? But people will think that there's, Haiti, oh, Haiti, if Haiti's so good, Maybach, why ain't they doing this? Why ain't they doing that? Well, because of America and because of France, you know what I'm saying? Haiti don't have the right infrastructure. They don't have the proper military. You think America can go play with China? They can't. You think America go play with Russia? They can't. They only play with countries that they know they can play with. Like this so-called war that's going on with Israel. Man, Israel ain't even, these people are not the real Israelites. We are the real Israelites. We are the children of Jacob. We are the tribes. That's why there's 12 tribes. And the tribe, if you are Haitian, you are part of the tribe of Levi. Jamaicans is part of a tribe. Dominicans, Puerto Ricans is part of a tribe. You know what I'm saying? Like, people need to really learn the truth, not his story, but the true history, a true historical event that actually occurred, not what you've been told and not what you've been sold to believe. And remember, I like to say, believe means to still be in doubt. It don't mean that you know. You want to know something is what it is. You don't want to believe that, you know, that something is something, you know? Dick Gregory said it best. R.I.P. to Dick Gregory. He said, if you believe, that means you still are in doubt. You don't know for a fact. And my thing is, it's always been facts over feelings. We're talking about facts here. Hold on, I put up my window. It's a little breezy. But yeah, let's know what the truth is. You know, you got people that thump the Bible, and when you hit them with logic questions, like, yo, the Bible was written by a man. But the Bible wasn't written by God himself. So why do you believe in the Bible? And you thump the Bible like that's what it is. All of these religions, man, was created by man. The first religion was Baptist by white men, by colonizers. It was used as a form of to keep people in line. You know what I'm saying? And oppress people too. And people thump the Bible like it's all facts. The Bible ain't facts. There's a lot of contradictions in the Bible. Like, a lot of people need to wake up, man. I'm sorry, you know, but that's cool. If you want to be misinformed, then that's cool. If you want to be misinformed, I'm not one of these people. I want to know what it is. You know what I mean? I want to know what the truth is, the facts. Just like if we're in a relationship and you want to know if your girl is cheating on you, you don't believe that she's not cheating on you. You want to know for a fact that she's not cheating on you. So you want to know what the truth is. You know what I'm saying? They are pedos. Yeah, facts. Facts, Dice. You know what I'm saying? So we want to know what the truth is, man. You know what I mean? We want to know the facts. That's what we want to know. You know what I mean? I don't want to go off of what my oppressors told me as facts. You know what I mean? Just like I don't subscribe to the to the I don't subscribe to the we all Africans and all this other shit. No, we're not. Just like people be talking about foreigners, the Caribbean islands don't have the Atlantic Ocean surrounding it. The way people talk about foreigners, it's like, yo, they coming from a whole nother planet. You know what I'm saying? Haiti got the same water and all